UB.net presents Poker2Nite. Coming up, meet the newest poker-made millionaire in our continuing coverage of the WPT's 5-Diamond Doyle Brunson Classic. But before the final table, controversy swirled around a familiar face, and we're all over it. Eric Basebaldy Baldwin, 2009 Card Player Magazine Player of the Year, is here in studio to share his path to victory. Dana Workman draws to the inside straight on the weekly misdeal. And later, in the spirit of the holidays, the poker community came together in a heart-touching show of solidarity for fellow player Twee Doan in support of her own courageous battle. We were there to cover the uplifting event. All that and more on Poker2Nite. Hello and welcome to Poker2Nite. I'm Scott Huff, and alongside me is Joe Sebok. A very happy holidays to all of you out there, and happy holidays to you as well, Joe.
Wow, I appreciate that, Huff. So sweet. It really seems like 09 is rounding out nicely, right? We got a couple players of the year, new WPT champion.
What about a break, though? Couldn't any of these poker players use a break for some ham?
Well, we might take a break, but it's usually just to go up the street to find a better game, and I'm more of a turkey man myself.
All right. Well, the World Poker Tour 5-Diamond Doyle Brunson Classic at Bellagio final table took place this Saturday, and yet another poker-made millionaire was crowned. Coming in with the chip lead at $5.4 million was Faraz Jaka. Faraz is no stranger to final tables, as last July he finished runner-up at another WPT Bellagio event.
There's no specific moves I could think of that I'm not going to do this time that I did do last time. Last time there was a lot more online cash game regulars, whereas this time it's a lot more old school live pros.
Speaking of old school pros, Scotty Wynn, WPT winner and world champion, was confident as usual.
This is it. This is today. History gonna be made. It's today.
Another seasoned vet, Josh Aryeh, brought perspective to the table.
The one person in the whole world that loves poker the most is Carlos Mortensen. Nobody loves poker the way Carlos does. And Danny Eli is a close second. I mean, he came up with, about the same time as me and a lot of the older players, and he still does it every day. He still beats the poker table every day, and he enjoys it. And more power to him. So I'd love to. If I don't do well, I'll probably stick around and really cheer for Danny.
Daniel Eli is a cash game player who admittedly loses patience during tournaments.
Sometimes I get a little bored and lose patience, but I was actually a little sick this whole tournament, so it helped me kind of keep my cool and just stay patient and just fold what I'm supposed to and not get out of line like I usually do.
As reported on WorldPokerTour.com, the match eventually came down to a heads-up battle between two of the best, Daniel Eli and Josh Aryeh. Congratulations to Daniel Eli, who took home $1.4 million and becomes the World Poker Tour's newest poker-made millionaire. For full results and all the event's highlights, visit WorldPokerTour.com. And to watch all the action unfold, be sure to catch the upcoming WPT season, which starts next month right here on FSN.
Before the final table was set, there was a controversial hand that took place during a three-way all-in, where Scotty Wynn's etiquette was again called into question. I say again, of course, referencing his behavior at the 50K horse back in 2008. In this case, Chad Batista busted out after not hearing an all-in call. Here's how the players at the table described what went down.
There was a hand where Chad didn't know there was an all-in in front of him and accidentally went all-in.
I think that was pretty unfortunate for Chad because he had his headphones on and he didn't hear John say he's all in, and John didn't move any chips in. He sat there for a little bit and he asked the dealer, "Is it on me?" And the dealer said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay, I'm all in."
It was a completely understandable mistake. And the second it happened, Scotty Nguyen kind of laughed in his face. I definitely thought that was a bit disrespectful.
Why he was sitting there laughing at Chad, I will never understand.
He the one making mistake, not me. I laugh because he say all in, but I didn't know he didn't know.
I don't think Scott is a bad guy or that he's intentionally trying to be like that, but I do think he should take maybe a second to kind of think about how other people might feel about that. But I mean, I don't think he's doing anything on purpose. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, I didn't really like the way the whole thing went down because he actually waited like a good 45 seconds before he even called and showed the two aces. He let all the arguing happen. Then he said, "Oh, by the way, I got two aces."
It's funny, I was fun at that time, and then he just jumped on me for, I didn't do anything. It's my big blind. I'm the last to act. Don't matter who go all in, baby. I'm gonna take him down anyway. That hand, right?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it from Scotty anymore. You know, we've been through this before with the 50K horse and his behaviors. I think he's totally out of line. Now, of course, Chad Batista, he needed to pay attention and hear when the other player was all in, but Scotty, enough of this stuff. You know, enough of this stuff. Speaking of poker on television, remember the $1 Million Challenge final table we announced last week? Well, one of those guys, the 9/11 first responder, actually beat Daniel Negreanu and won the $1 million. To watch it happen, check out $1 Million Challenge on Fox, December 27th, right after football.
All right, let's check in with Dana Workman to see what's in the mix tonight for the Weekly Misdeal. Dana?
Hey guys, coming up tonight, the 2010 WSOP schedule released. Gus Hansen takes a break from poker, and Daniel Negreanu calls Phil Hellmuth delusional.
Delusional?
Yeah, apparently the 11-time bracelet winner has taken to repeating things 11 times. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.
All right, well, speaking of the greatest, hang till later in the show for info on how to win over $30,000 in prizes in UB.net's new Pro Challenge and a chance to meet the greatest himself, Phil Hellmuth Jr.
All right, when we get back on Poker Tonight, we'll be joined in studio by Player of the Year Eric Basebaldy Baldwin. Poker Tonight, back after this.